Hello and Merry Christmas, my SEO friends. James Slattery here, James Slattery SEO on YouTube. Tonight's video is on SEO NEO Christmas Edition, and really loving the results that I'm getting with SEO NEO. And with that, let's jump right in. So, results. Bottom number, where it started. Top number, where it ended. One campaign. Get some pretty solid movement across the board. Some of it's a little predictable, certain keywords, etc. But yeah, loving it. And let's jump into the first tip here. So Muktesh. So Muktesh is a dude on Legit. He runs a gig, 100 social media accounts. It's cheap. Definitely worthwhile if you're going to run a bunch of RD100s. Now you have properties. Great for lead gen, great for anybody, but make sure that you request that you remove any socials that you've already registered so you don't double up on accounts. Next, the designer. There's a Brian Caddo recommendation. Designer PDFs. Basically, SEO NEO does killer stuff with PDFs, and this is the program. If you want to make amazing PDFs, this is the program. It's $27 lifetime deal, and it's really cool. Trust me on that. If you want me to do a video on it in the future, I will, but man, it is cool as heck. Next, in doing this stuff for SEO NEO, I do utilize Bookmarklets and Openlist. So Bookmarklets, I have a whole video on it. Look for these critters on my YouTube channel. And does a great job of automating repetitive tasks. And Openlist is for opening and marking URLs. And they never mention the marking, but that's the best part, is when you go through a list of 25 URLs in Openlist or a similar tool, and then you break it down into tabs, and then you only keep a couple. It'll only keep that couple in that list, so you can cherry pick from the results. Works really well. So I highly recommend doing both of those for any of your tasks before running SEO NEO tasks. Preferences with SEO NEO. So you're going to have to decide whether or not you're going to spin or not spin text. I don't. I make enough articles with AI that I don't need to spin the text, I don't believe, and I'm having solid results. SEO NEO operating at Tier 1 or Tier 2. So this school of thought is the apprehension of running SEO NEO at Tier 1. It depends on the property. Quite frankly, with me, most I'm running at Tier 1. But there are some scenarios where I like to run it at Tier 2, meaning there's a pillow or a buffer in between SEO NEO and Money Site. Okay? If you are operating it at Tier 2, obviously SEO NEO is not sending its full power at the links. It's sending its full power at the pillow and then to the link. So it's going to take longer and have less impact. Third, reusing images. To a degree, I do. I don't overfill my image buckets. So, yeah, the images get reused. I don't reuse content. I just make enough articles. Next, anchors. So, the general rule of thumb with anchors, SEO NEO style, is Tier 1 is your brand, Tier 2 is the exact, Tier 3 is partial, LSI, or entity. This is very important because for configuring the campaigns, this is basically what you want to model it after, plus factor in the age of the site. Okay, next. Run more jobs. This is a big tip. Running jobs helps you get errors. Errors are good in the fact that if things aren't running correctly, you can troubleshoot them. If you're not running enough jobs, you don't have enough content there to troubleshoot. It also helps you to build a ranking, like process for your future clients. So you're taking more of your clients through the same or similar journey. Kind of like what Elias did with the laying out of the campaigns. He laid it out for you for the first month to build a foundation. You can pivot from there. And check the content output. Grab that open list or a multi-URL opener, and when they shoot out the list of the tier ones, grab them up, check them out. Know what the program's doing. That's going to help you get better at working with it. Next, widget embeds. So you can do embeds with embed, snippets from these websites. Two of the better ones are Common Ninja and ElfSite. Two of the better, these are the better websites, and then the better widgets from each site are the before and after slider. So I just threw on a client Geogrid, and when you move the slider back and forth, it goes from their old rating, which is all red, to their new rating, and the review. And this is a very good review plugin from ElfSite. So check that out, and there's tons of others on both sites. So, you may find things on there that you like far better than this. I'm just mentioning the resources. Next, transferring. If you're going to transfer your SEO NEO, the magic password is app data. So if you do app data and then you go to the SEO NEO directory, that's where your data likely is for SEO NEO. That's what you'd want to back up. You can check that with support or in the group, but I believe that's correct. And that's what you copy for transfer. When moving to a new PC, simply log out on the old license. It's a concurrent licensing model. So as long as no machine is logged in on your license and you install it on a new PC, you can go in, you grab that data from your old PC, throw it into your new PC in that same place, and you're good to go. It's that simple. The speed of SEO NEO comes down to the proxy count and quality, CPU speed, and RAM memory. Later, you want to adjust the browser threads and proxies, and we go over that. But that is, if you're looking to up your game and throw more power at SEO NEO, that's how you do it. Next, embed tool sheet. Basically, this is creating your own iframe generator inside of a Google Sheet. Basically, you started off with the beginning of the iframe HTML, then you paste in your URL that you want to iframe, and then the end. And basically, when you do it like that and you do it in a sheet, you could copy it down a column so that you can have multiples of them. So if you want to iframe 10 of your citations, you just paste your citations in from Openlist into your Google Sheet, and it'll make the embeds for you. This way you have full control. It'll double check. If you paste that iframe content that is built inside the Google Sheet into an online HTML builder editor, it'll actually check for frame breakers and show you whether or not it's going to display the proper page. Okay, next up we have LOS versus SAB. LOS is a local store, brick and mortar as some would know it. SAB is a service area business with the address hidden, the one up top. Address is showing. Basically, this is the formula as of campaigns that Elias gave out. I just broke it down into a weekly. Week 1, 1A is DOS, 1B is Sniper, 1C is potentially Blast, because you can run 2 or 4. So that's why you have the parentheses around it. Cloud Stack, and then you're done with week 1, etc. Now, it is worthwhile to note the differences between the LOS and SAB. I'd spend time reviewing it. That's how you know the program better, when you fully know what it's up to. Okay, and at the end of all of this, you run an RD100 referring domains 100 to the tier 1 or citations and or. Maybe month over month you change what group of citations or tier 1s you send it to. Now, keep doing citations. photos, posts, press releases, reviews, schema, social connects, and social posts. You still need a good foundation. You still need stuff to send SEO Autopilot at. SEO NEO at. So keep doing these. Indexing, real simple. Tier 1, we index. Tier 2, we crawl. And we don't do anything with GBP Blast. So, Tier 1, you'd set it to your indexer. Tier 2, you'd set it to a crawler or a cheaper indexer. Because it's not as important that it indexes, more important that it gets crawled. And Tier 1, you put your primary, indexer. 14, experiment. Don't test on family profiles. Have at least 2 test listings to test on. Test diagrams, ingredients, and sequence. Create your own winning formula. That's pretty much it. Run more jobs, basically. Move the center. On the GBP Blast, you can move the center of your Geogrid up here, and then you can start a new Geogrid basically up in the corners so that you can extend proximity if it's green, fix it if it's red. Real worthwhile feature in the program, so definitely make use of it. Next, campaign linking. Basically, these are 4 campaigns that are linked. Campaign A, B, C, D. After A is done, it links to B. After B is done, it links to C. Automatically starts up. When I do them, I create them in reverse order so that when I get to C, D is already made. When I get to B, C is already available. Basically it. Link matching, basically link matching matches keywords to pages. So if you had a keyword of data recovery, you'd send it to pages like data recovery, RAID data recovery, Mac data recovery. Keyword like ransomware, you'd send it to ransomware decryption or ransomware backups. Optical recovery, CD recovery, DVD recovery. Clearly the keywords only work with certain pages on the site. We use link matching to lock those pages to those keywords. Pretty much straightforward. Naming campaigns based on the interface. I have a lot of clients inside each install of SEO NEO, so I name the campaigns. I precede it with a 1 if it's client, 2 if it's mine, and 3 if it's test, and basically makes it easy for me to go into the search, press 1 or 2 if I want to look at client, projects or mine. Then I'm looking at Longlist, and I can sort them with the number in each window. You can break that down even further. Feature requests, Elias and his crew. As far as naming campaigns and moving around the menus, the breadcrumbs, a layer is missing on the breadcrumbs. Basically, you see where you are, and you see the beginning. You don't see the middle piece. So the breadcrumbs are messed up to sort where you are in the campaign menus. Also, allow for the sorting of folders, because when more of us get more clients in there, those folders are going to fill up quick. Images. The best images are on domains and properties you fully control, i.e. Google Posts and Money Site Images. I also use Ideogram, Vivigo, Imgur. I post here and then collect the URLs. I have a bookmarklet. Looks like this. It's basically a bookmark on a Chrome browser, and when you press it, it collects the URLs. I'm going to show you how this works at the end of the video. It is worthwhile to see. 20, Captcha versus Gmail. We are testing if warming up or farming Gmail accounts used in NEO helps. So basically, we have projects that are going on in similar niches, in similar areas, and we're comparing them to ones that are run on all warmed up accounts. Check to see if the captchas respawn differently, etc. Also, the warming tool that we have has other awesome SEO NEO capable compatible capabilities, so worthwhile. 21 hardware. Run Neo on good hardware and get rewarded. Standalone is like the lowest end, then VPS, and then above that, in my opinion, hypervisor. I love Proxmox. It works really well. I spent $1,500 on my Proxmox server 5 years ago. I could sell it an hour from now for $1,500. So it holds its value. It runs really well. I'm using the same one that I used for SEO Autopilot, and now I run it Neo on it, and it runs like crazy. I have tons of room on there for other tasks and other tools. If you want to see more stuff about Proxmox, check out my channel. Proxmox on a $1,200, $1,500 server-grade PC runs really well. You want lots of cores and lots of threads. That's basically the underlying on that. And tons of RAM. 22 buckets. Since many diagrams require a lot of comments and articles, so obviously it makes it easier to index if you're putting out more unique content. So I would highly recommend that you have your content buckets full, and realize that some diagrams run, as Elias said, 60 to 80 and more, up to 200 plus articles or blog comments, so you need a ton. And don't skimp. Repeated articles are going to hurt indexing overall project. Merlino's content bucket tip, if you missed it, you missed out big. It was absolute gold. Next, bookmarklets help with images, and I use an embed sheet for embeds as far as content bucket stuff goes. 23, About Us URL. These appear to be industry or country influenced. I had to go to other countries and look at hotels to find any listings that had them. So basically, in my opinion, for a lot of us, we're going to be using the money site About Us. If the About Us is not present in the GBP listing profile. Okay, next. CAPTCHAs and Capmonster. I use 2 CAPTCHA. If your CAPTCHAs are costing a lot, like a speakable number, then you got to fix it. You got something wrong. Diagnose immediately. I run a lot of campaigns and spend $20-30 a month, something like that, a month on CAPTCHAs. It's probably even lower than that, believe it or not. While I don't use it, I'm looking into implementing Capmonster or Capmonster Cloud. They appear to be $27.87 a year. They look really cool. That's the interface for Capmonster. I'm not doing it, though, to curtail costs. I would look to see if running it on the right equipment would help with speed. All right. Next, browser threads. One browser thread equals one proxy. So if you have 50 proxies, if you add up your browsers that you've configured in running campaigns, that number should add up. As far as running, with the right number of proxies, and they also have to test. So if you have 30 and, 5 don't test properly and pass, you really don't have 30 of 25. And make sure that you run your campaigns, check the logs, and adjust accordingly. Maybe you have to raise the speed so it runs faster because your machine's able to keep up and you have enough proxies. Maybe you have to slow it down because you're getting too many errors. That's important. Next, heat maps. These two, by the way, are 2 cool features inside the compare heat maps. Okay? Next, make it a point to only check geogrids during business hours. Off-hour rankings can differ. I use SERP Robot to check the smaller moves up in ranking. 2 schools of thought, would be to strengthen what's working or skip what's already ranked. Along with the, heat maps is moving the center point of your geogrid. And, that's basically where this comes from. See what you think. Next, rerun. So, rerun successful campaigns, change keyword percentage and focus accordingly, allow link campaigns to start if they're scheduled, consider moving the center point for future runs, etc. So those are my tips on SEO Neo. Real quick, I'd like to show you a demo of my bookmarklet. So there's 5 images here, and basically when you have an Imgur account and it's free, you can just drop images here and they show up like this in a post. Once they're in a post, I can click on my Imgur button, right? And it says there's 5 images URLs copied to the clipboard. Now, I have them in the clipboard. I'm going to pop open a new window. I'm going to pop open my Openlist, and in the Openlist, I'm going to paste the image URLs that it just gave me. I'm going to open them, and we can see that each one comes up in a new tab because it grabbed the URLs properly. Now, this is a bookmarklet for Imgur. There is also a way to do it for GMB posts, and there's a third way to do it for money site images. So although in a lot of scenarios the Imgur one will work on money site images, but that's my presentation for tonight. I wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Definitely like, comment, subscribe, and I wish you all a great Christmas, a Happy New Year, and a successful and prosperous 2025. Thank you. Take care. Bye.